Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go! Third! Let the Super Kick Party!
Yeah, pay the money for that.
No one.
And of course, you're gonna get the Coffins. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Happy Saturday night to one and all. Been a crazy little bit of a day here, to say the least here. Hope everybody's doing well here. It is May 18, 2024, and we got a humdinger of a show. We got 3 hours of wrestling coming up here as part of our AEW Collision / Rampage block tonight, I think is the best way to put it. Shane Taylor versus Will Ospreay is going to be one of our highlights. And once again, the third shirt that I picked up at AEW Edmonton. My bruv shirt, just, in support of Will Ospreay. Got to help. I know Andre's a big fan, so... Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Sorry, just getting my TV feed ready to go for tonight. Things should be up here in a couple seconds here. Also, we're getting Lance Archer and The Righteous taking on FTR Bryan Danielson, Shibata and Rocky Romero, which, okay. I thought we were supposed to get a four-way match, but I digress. We got Hook and Johnny TV, which I think both of those are supposed to be put together, but that's okay. Orange Cassidy and Isiah Kassidy. So we're getting the Battle of the Cassidy too here tonight. Then Serena Deeb, Anna Jay, that'll be a decent match. Just try to set something up for Tony Storm and Serena Deeb going forward, because Lord knows last week was a bit rough on that storyline altogether. Then we got Jack Cartwheel. We haven't seen him in a while. He's going to be taking on Nick Wayne, which I do have a funny feeling that Swerve's going to come out to address some of the situation that happened before here. So, yeah, like I said, it's going to be a jam-packed show, and I got to admit, and I was gonna message about this earlier, but when it comes to watching wrestling, it does help you in a lot of situations with the amount of wrestling if you watch it live. I find one of the biggest things when it comes to wrestling is you become a little desensitized at times to certain things happening. Yeah. Best way to say it, I had somebody drive through a car wash that I had full gas, run right through our door, right into a tree today at work. Everybody's all freaking out, and I'm just like, wow, I think I saw Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara do that once with a golf cart. Everybody's okay. It was actually it was a seizure that happened and whatnot, and I don't need to get into more details, but yeah, literally everybody's going through the middle of chaos, and I'm just like, meh. All right, well, I've seen this happen a million times before, so hopefully, and everybody was safe. Don't worry, I wouldn't be talking so lightly about it if we would have had somebody injured or died. I probably wouldn't be on here, to be honest, if somebody died out of it. So, but yeah, like just watching wrestling sort of, it helps you a little bit. Sort of okay, well, we saw this happen, and you take your little, you value human life, but at the same time, you can take a step back and see what the human body can push itself to at certain times. Well, that was abrupt. All right, well, Collision is up now. One thing I appreciate about a Collision is there isn't a whole lot of talking through the whole thing. I got a feeling next Saturday we're going to have a ton of talking during that 2-hour Collision, just because they want to get ready for the pay-per-view on the Sunday. Which, just a reminder, folks, if you're coming in late, we will be here for Double or Nothing, and I will have a special guest. regular to the chat and regular to the Remember the Game Discord in the wrestling chat. McG will be joining me here. Mr. Zodiac, how the hell you doing today? Holy Jesus, we're going with Ospreay and Taylor right off the bat. There's no fooling around here tonight. How's your Saturday, by the way? Navigating through Dogcock 60. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
That's the best way I can put it for you there. Well, I'm glad you're able to take 3 hours off just to relax and, try out a little bit of wrestling here tonight. I heard Donkey Kong 64 is a bit of a respite to go through. It's actually funny, off the heels, like I mentioned last week, I got a couple podcast requests. So one of them wanted me to pick a game. I gave a few options, but one of them that I gave was actually Pit Fighter. I don't know if you remember that one for the arcade. Because that, my friend, is a game. A very rough game at that, but... But this is going to be fun, watching Ospreay right off the bat with a guy like Taylor. We haven't seen him with a guy like Taylor here in AEW yet, I don't believe. Like having somebody as big as Taylor, but can move just as well. I'm really happy how much attention Taylor's been getting in terms of more TV matches, more publicity, as they put it these ways. Sorry, Ospreay, see from Cleve, I must root for Shane to... Hey, you know what? I think that sums it up for you, Jay Quick. By the way, good to see you here tonight, my friend. It's great to see everybody here tonight. And, of course, here comes Roderick Strong. Pit Fighter is pretty awful, by the way. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. I'll be honest, the first ever fighting game I ever played was Pit Fighter in the arcade. I think I put about $1 worth of quarters in, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good on this one. It won't be easy for... Well, I would love to see Taylor just get some kind of victory here, even if it is a cheap win. But I don't think you're going to get Will Ospreay's first loss in AEW a week before he gets a title match. I love McGinnis, I really do. But yeah, it was just prior to this, just getting some things ready for the weekend here. Of course, we got WWE 2K24 coming up tonight. I love Ospreay. He's just so fluid. But Taylor, Taylor's going to get spotlighted really well in this match, regardless of the result. And I love that Roddy's going to be out here just driving everybody nuts. And Taylor just said, nope, you are not doing no high-flying stuff yet on me. Nice little leapfrog and then just half a leapfrog. I think that's the best way to put that. But, yeah, this week just... Now I gotta ask this chat. We're gonna start this off the way. I did talk about this early on. Taylor is agile. Taylor is agile, period. I don't even want to go for his size. He's just legit agile. Taylor's just plain old great. Like, I don't even want to... Oh, God. I love those reverse chops. Because they can make so much more noise just by using the palm of your hand. Smack somebody right in the chest. And yes, if you haven't done it before, it is a palm like this. Well, he went to watch it and then watched him go right into the post. Reversal, reversal, reversal. Bam! Wonder what happened to Keith Lee. With all due respect, Keith Lee has been going through numerous injuries right now. We might not see him back in the ring again. Like, he is open on social media to talk about stuff, but I love it. Oh, Anthony Ogogo just being a deal maker here right now. It's pretty awesome. So this is going to be the match where he overcomes the... Roddy, you looked a little thirsty. I'll give you that. So, chat, I have to ask you about something. And if you were here off the top of the show, forgive me because I just want to... I just want to ask, so we got a few people here in the chat. Do you find that watching wrestling helps you become a little bit desensitized to real-life violence that can come in front of you? And I'm not talking about somebody getting punched in the face. Everybody's going to get riled up over that. The best example, the reason this coming up is, I was talking about this during the pre-show. One of my stores today that I work at, I cover repairs and such for 7 different stores today. And one of the stores I was at, unfortunately, somebody had a medical incident while they were driving and floored it on the gas pedal. Nobody was injured, but they completely drove through a garage door and landed the perfect semicircle through a tree. Everybody's fine, everybody's healthy. But the thing I was thinking about when people were calling me about it is everybody was all panicky about it. And I'm just like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, didn't Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara do something sort of like this? Haven't I seen stuff like this before? Like, don't get me wrong, you got to take care of everybody. We call 911, got all that stuff. Everybody's fine. Or I wouldn't be talking about this at all. And like I mentioned during the pre-show, I probably wouldn't be streaming today if, you know, somebody had something like that happen that was any worse. But has wrestling actually desensitized you to stuff like that? Like, when somebody hits something, they sort of, whatever. Wrestling, not stealing this from TV and movies and video games in general. I think it's, I think in a way I think of wrestling in terms of that, because as much as everything's staged, don't get me wrong, wrestling staged, movie staged, TV staged. But wrestling's that kind of stage that's coming right in front of you. Like a movie you see through a medium like a TV or this. Video games you see through a TV. You go to a live wrestling show and see these guys actually do it. It just gives you a whole different atmosphere to it, because like you could CGI anything, right? It's why I love the spectacle of pro wrestling as well. Like, as much as you can enjoy it watching on TV, and I hope you enjoy hanging out with us, chatting about it here. But, because I will say till the day I die that AEW cannot mic their places at all. Because Edmonton sounded like it sucked according to the TV, and I did watch a little bit of it back, and I don't blame you for thinking that. But in the crowd itself, I was in the back, and it sounded really loud. That had to hurt. Ooh. I love Roderick on there. He's like, yeah, I hope Taylor does that like 5 more times here tonight. Why don't you get up and tell him to do that? Now I'm just wondering, like, is Dan Clancy in that front row there on that far side with that sparkly jacket? Dan Clancy, the head of Twitch. He's always out at these weird things. Yeah, Roddy, get in the ring. He'll be happy to listen to you. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we got an absolutely stacked card tonight here on Collision. Like, we're gonna get FTR and Danielson versus the Righteous and Lance Archer. That'll be a fun match. And it's weird. A Chris Jericho promo that doesn't... Did I see what I think I just saw here there? That was a shooting star press to a 350-pound man. I believe the term is hello. Oh, Ozcutter, nope. Spinning Steiner screwdriver? Mr. Vic! How the heck are you doing today, sir? It's been an interesting day to say the least, but having Will Ospreay on the screen? Bro. I think it's the best way to put it. How is your Saturday? How is everybody's Saturday? So far, we've gotten a report about Donkey Kong 64. He calls it the greens for the 2-1. Okay. Sorry, I haven't kept track of all the move names. Ospreay's, oh my goodness. Storm Zero. Okay, yeah, then we'll call. You know what? I'll go with it. Grease from the 216. It works fine for me. But wow. You knew it would take a super move for Ospreay to beat Taylor, and I think that really did a lot for him. The broken glasses. All right, Menard and Cassidy should be coming out here right away. If the story works out right. Oh, no. Never mind. Yeah, this match next Sunday is going to be insane. Oh, Jesus! I thought he was going to stop after the first 2 spots. And Ospreay just Oh yeah, I'm just gonna land on everybody that I'll just back up here so I don't have to worry about anything. Strong and Ospreay's gonna be so damn good. That whole card next Sunday, my God, is that gonna be a lot of fun. Like, let's just go nuts. We got the Anarchy in the arena. We got Swerve and Christian Cage. We got Mercedes and Willow. We got these asshats working. And I am really scared for the fact that Darby Allin is in this match. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll do a cheap plug right now. We will have a Double or Nothing Sidecast here available next Sunday. And along with me is going to be regular contributor to the chat here on our streams here. But he's also available in the Remember the Game Discord. Great fan to everybody. Loves talking wrestling. McGee is going to be joining me here next Sunday. So I promised everybody for every special edition of AEW, whether that be a pay-per-view or a themed show, I'm going to try to get somebody on with me so we can watch it together. But yeah, and McGee's going to be no different here. And if everything goes well, I got my guests lined up for Forbidden Door already as well, so not confirming because, plans can change and I don't want to say somebody's here and then all of a sudden leaving. Oh, I forgot about this match too. They just announced this yesterday. Moxley and Takeshita. Non-title. Or known as Eliminator. Don't think plans are okay. Just I usually wait till a couple weeks too. If you look at Claudio, always looks happy. Claudio plays some Uno. Claudio's got a couple stories going on here, so I like the face that he's doing right now for a reason. I love this. I love it. He just summed up a WWE promo right there. Seems like only we can see it. Because we can see through the fake. We can see through the facade. We can see through it because you try to make a name out of us. Big mistakes. Because you are dealing with the real deal right here. I love this. That grit on Moxley's face is priceless. And Moxley has been... Moxley was actually on Wrestling Revolver last night, taking out JT Dunn. Oh, by the way, I'm watching this commercial here right now for the new TV show. on TBS here, Match and a Meal. This is, go do yourself a favor. Go check out that Match and a Meal show. It is a pilot, so they want to see if it'll hook up. No pun intended, based on our next match here. If there'll be support for it going forward. I actually have seen clips for it, and it actually looks really interesting. I'm hoping I can get at it on, I'm guessing Monday at this point, because tonight we're going to be here with Johnny TV Hook and the rest of Collision and Rampage coming up, then WWE 2K24. Tomorrow night, I will be here 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain. We're playing a little Mario Golf Super Rush with Kayla J here. So if anybody else is interested in joining us, just let us know. If you want to chat with us, all you need is a microphone and your Twitch account, which obviously, if you're watching this, you're definitely got one of those. So, or if you're watching this live, sorry. We do simulcast on YouTube as well. I love the WWE version of this, so I'll definitely be interested to see how it does. This is a little different than Table for Three. Table for Three was 3 different wrestlers coming out and talking about things. And they never had matches up there. They just had a chance to talk to each other. This one's specifically going to be RJ City, Renee Paquette, and somebody else, where they have a discussion and they're watching a match. It's like the old TBS dinner and a movie that they used to do back during the... Yeah, they actually watch a match while they're there. I think they were watching... I think they were watching one of the... I forget which match they got for Kingston. I think it was one of his against Cody, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so the match is actually full screen while they're in the small corner. They're just chatting. And there's a spot they got to cut out and they want to talk about something. It's a little more involved than just what they were doing there, so... What they were doing there with Table for Three, where they're just talking about themselves about stuff. This should be lasting an entire half hour, depending on the length of the match and the guest and what they want to talk about and whatnot. So I'm really looking forward to see what they could do with it. And then reportedly WWE filed a trademark for a site called WWE Vault. They have been either they're talking about the pre-show stuff, or like the stuff on A&E that they've been doing in terms of finding old stuff. And, or else they could be having like a classic show, which they used to have with me and Gene Okerlund, but... And then RK, Takeshita still will not be happy in spite of the match with Moxley. You know, I'm going to be perfectly honest, and I hate to say this. I'm always perfectly honest, by the way. I don't hide anything really too much here. When it comes to the North American market, it is a lot harder for Asians to get over.
Wow. Look, I can tell that I caught a nerve there. I touched the nerve when you hit me with that microphone and made me bleed my own blood. I mean, you can see it even on the redwoods.
Like any minority, it's harder to get over. And I think some people could get frustrated at the level of success they're not getting.
Before the world champion. Maybe someday you will again. It's going to be a while, though, because you're still learning. I'm glad you're in the Jericho vortex. I'm glad that you hit me hard enough to bleed, and it really hurts, Hook. But you know what? It also really makes me proud. It makes me proud to see you get a little bit more excited. This is serious business. It's what the learning tree is here for.
Oh, God.
And a better wrestler, both inside the ring and out. So I'm going to need a few stitches, and I'm going to get them gladly, because it shows that you're learning the lessons
So,
that the learning tree is trying to teach.
Jericho's gimmick, number one, is driving me nuts.
So, Hook, in a roundabout way, I want to thank you. And good luck in your qualifying match this week on Collision. I hope you win.
So they're having a qualifying match to have the...
Smart.
Is it going to be a qualifying match to a triple threat to get a shot at...
Really caught me with that, didn't you? Yeah, learning. Now he's learning.
All right, so Jericho, to be honest, to me, I don't know how many people were around post Monday night or post Invasion era in WWE. DDP's gimmick before he actually got to be like a real character. That's what reminds me of a lot of what Jericho's doing right now. I heard that some people are talking about it being a sanctimonious CM Punk satirical reference. I'm looking back at DDP having his I like me, you like me, and therefore I like you too. You beat me up. You let me teach you something. Like, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Thank you. I will give you that, because that's the line. That's the line I was looking for. But I can totally see the DDP gimmick out of what Jericho's doing right now. How many yellow skunks had to die for those two outfits? That's the question I legitimately have right now. Can you guys tell me? Like, how many dead skunks did they have to use to come up with those outfits? Those two jackets right there. And the reason I say skunk is because of the yellow on them. So Taya's in Seattle, but she's wearing Canucks gear. So the logo on Taya there on her gear, that's the version of the 80s Vancouver Canucks logo. I think I showed it here. Yeah, it's right on the shoulders here, right on the sides here, if you want to see it. Let's see if I got the other one still here. There it is. So Taya's got this same logo right there, except she replaced Canucks with Valkyrie. So, by the way, to all Vancouver Canucks fans right now, I love the fact that we're coming back from commercial break and everybody's getting booed. Taya wore it just for me. Yeah, I'm sure she did. I honestly, I just want a good game tonight. If you guys are hockey fans and you're watching right now, the Canucks and Oilers are playing Game 6 of the Pacific Division Finals here in Edmonton tonight. So if the Canucks win, they move on to the next round. If the Oilers win, the Canucks and Oilers play Monday at a winner-take-all. And the Oilers just scored the first goal. I love segues that just naturally come up. By the way, how you doing today, RK? Mr. Shuttlesworth, I hope you're having a splendid day today. How was... I know you were talking about getting to NEW as well as out to the AEW show last Saturday. How was it for you? I love the experience here in Edmonton. I love the fact that Vancouver got that much bigger of a crowd than they did in Edmonton. It is their first time there, so I expected a big crowd. So, another question that just came up, and they were talking about it during the break. It was funny seeing Johnny and Taya putting down the Canucks at an AEW show. Yeah. I saw that promo because we were watching it here, and it just... I almost feel that they should have put the Bizarro World theory in there. They should have went with the Bizarro World and just let Johnny and Taya be there. Because I think there was enough people that were supporting them there anyway, so it would have just made sense. But one goal followed by one quick response, so that was literally 2 minutes apart. So that game's gonna go tight right to the end. I almost guarantee it. And I guess the Vancouver... Oh, that's it. All right, that was going to be... I'm surprised it's as quick as it was. I thought Johnny would give him a little bit more fight than that. Also, they are really shot-putting this three-way eliminator for Wrestle Chris Jericho double or nothing. Yeah, they are really hot-shotting it. I was told the Vancouver is all elite sign just for... Oh, yeah. I remember that sign. Okay. Kudos to you, sir, for having such great seats. Oh, and here comes Shibata. Oh, they're going to still try to push out this... push out this friendly feud here. Don't you love the fact that there's literally no gap between these two matches here? Just boom, 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 go, go, go. But, yeah, I know. Kudos to you for getting the great seats, having the great sign. And I appreciate that you have a quality sign there. I've never been a big fan of trying to promote stuff on a TV show like this. Our constant cannon fodder right here. There's a story behind that sign. It actually wasn't mine, but I decided to hold... As long as it wasn't from somebody who had to get kicked out from saying something stupid to the wrestlers, then you're one up on Edmonton. Ugh, it still grinds my gears we had to deal with that crap. But, that was, yeah, that Rachel Ellering Sky Blue thing, that was in Edmonton, yes. I remember sitting up in the stands and immediately following that match, like, when they showed the presentation on the ROH, on Honor Club here, they had a Sky Blue celebrating her victory, and then it went straight to another segment. What had actually happened at that point was... Actually, the guy who held the sign got himself kicked out. That's hilarious. I hope he didn't get kicked out. Actually, he did. Jesus. Oh, my. So, yeah, after the Sky Blue Ellering match, the cameras went to another segment. Immediately, Sky Blue went out of the ring and straight up the ramp. Didn't do much in terms of much waving or any pandering or anything to the crowd. Rachel went immediately to the production table, like where the timekeeper is and all that, telling them what happened. Aubrey immediately went out the ring to security. And within 30 seconds... It really sucked because it was the fact that it was a kid and the guy that both got kicked out because of it. Well, the guy got kicked out and the kid is unfortunately cannon fodder. And that's the part that frustrates me the most. Is this guy is teaching his young kid that this bad behavior is acceptable. Gonna remember that for. I'll never forget the time that my dad got kicked out of my high school basketball game because he decided to yell at the refs too much. Or sorry, it was junior high. Because I usually, when I was in junior high, the only reason I really got on the team was the fact that I was, I'd say about 5 or 6 inches taller than everybody else. I hit my growth spurt in like grade 4. But once, people would hit. It's that constant thing we get in hockey these days. You're the bigger man. If you cause a hit, you're the one who committed the foul. And my dad started getting pissed at the fact that I wasn't playing and the refs were calling a crappy game. Started yelling at the refs, and then all of a sudden they yelled at him and said, "I'll meet you in the parking lot." So unfortunately, at that point, I had to leave the bench, go get changed, go outside, and I think that's one of the very few times that I swore at my parents. And I swore at my parents I didn't get slapped for it because my dad realized I was right. That's different, though, if he gets kicked out if he was fighting for... He wasn't fighting for me. I wasn't getting fouled. I was sitting on the bench. So, Vic, I'm sorry, that's it. Yeah, I heard that one for sure. And don't worry, Dad. I'll become a ref someday. You know what? Actually, I was a ref. It must have been about a year after that is when I started reffing. Because... Well, the actual story about how I became a referee, and I know we're diverging away from wrestling, but we'll get back to it in a second here. I'll come back with the story of how I got the kayfabe part of for the wrestling here. I was actually playing soccer, and I ended up getting my knee injured because somebody decided to wear the metal baseball cleats on a soccer field. Without trying to get overly graphic, you guys can put it in your minds to figure it out yourself. A guy kicked me in the back of the leg with his cleat stuck, and then he rotated his leg. So you can imagine what happened to my knee after that. And the referee didn't do anything about it, so I decided I could do a better job of it, and thus Mike the Ref was born. So that's when it started there, and then we ran out of anybody for... 8 months later, I was back in the goal. So I only played one more season because, frankly, everybody else started catching up in terms of growth spurts and height and my athletic ability. So basically my playing career started to die at that point anyway, so... The only reason I got as many opportunities as I did is because I was as tall as I was and as big as I was. Like, hell, think of, actually, that's when I first learned about shock because I really didn't notice much. Oh, I can't walk. Yeah, it was a little scary, but you know what? Sometimes you just deal with shit. That's all. That's all I can put it as. The guy was being a little pushy, trying to talk to Shivani at ringside, and the parents that were there got upset. The parents themselves were not that cool either. I was almost wondering if they were going to get themselves kicked out, swearing and threatening to fight him. It's one thing that sucks about ringside seats. Don't start pissing off the talent around ringside. You saw that happen with Saraya, and by the way, the person Saraya was talking to was not the same guy that got kicked out. Because the guy that Saraya was looking at looked like the cover man from Mad Magazine. So, which I could understand where he says he's never seen a girl naked before. That sort of makes sense in some ways. But no, the guy that got tossed, yeah, the stuff he was saying. I know that I know I'm very generalizing about stuff, but I'm sorry. This isn't the first time I've seen this stuff happen in this part of the world. And I mean Alberta in general. I know I started deleting stuff and getting rid of stuff because I started talking bad about certain situations that I've experienced similar to this. And I just realized it ain't worth the fight sometimes with some of it, so. I really want to see what happens in this other qualifier we're getting tonight. Because if you didn't hear about the third qualifier, it's the Battle of the Cassidys. We're finally getting it here on Collision tonight. We got Orange Cassidy and Isiah Kassidy going one-on-one. Gee, I wonder who they're going to get to win that match. The only thing that confuses me about it is why would you put three faces in a match like that? Then I realized it's AEW. They'll... whatever. Unless they decide to put Big Bill as the fourth. And just magically make it a fourth because that's the learning tree. I love that Shibata, even though he doesn't have the real good ability to talk, has such a character that's gotten over with the crowd. Merely thanks to Apple. Or, in particular, Siri. So. I'm not sure if it's Siri or Google. Well, like, is there a name for the person who does Google Translate? I'm assuming that was Siri that keeps talking and that. Love his quote-unquote promos. Yeah, exactly. Like, his promos are great. His wrestling, sometimes you have to take a little bit to get used to it. But now that he's starting to hit his stride a little bit, and you're starting to learn a little bit more about his style, and there's a lot of them that have a different style compared to what we see here in North America all the time. And that's one of the things that AEW talked about really enjoying when they, there it is, figure 4. Yeah, I find it funny that we got 2 segments, 2 matches. This one took longer than the first one. But AEW talked about it, having different styles, different experiences. It's not just the same cookie cutter match from A to B to C to D. Like, you don't need a Forbidden Door to produce a very diverse card. So yeah, now we got Hook and Shibata, and I'm assuming the third one's going to be Cassidy. Yes, I said it that way because I don't have to worry about it. Oh, they're doing Keith and Boulder. Okay. I love how they're pushing Keith. Let's go. And Shibata going down the heel entrance. Last week, Keith got a special promo graphic, I guess is the best way to put it. Bryan Keith getting the Bryan Keith in action graphic. That actually means a lot. Sip the Savage sauce. Okay. Gotta love the old 80s promos.
I can't wait to leave this dump. And by the way, this is the sauce boss. Beef, cake, Boulder. He's sipping sauce, living hoss, and taking everybody to Titty City.
Oh, goody. We get Titty City. We need more stupid 80s wrestling. You know what? I don't mind a little bit of a sprinkle here and there, you know, just a little. Just sprinkle it everywhere once in a while. Just a little bit of stupid to break up the brevity all the time. Granted, now we don't get as much of that stupid 80s wrestling over in WWE these days. Now that there's a certain person gone from the booking. Not enough cocaine to make it genuine, though. See, and this is what I was talking about. Oh, my God. It's the motorboat! Oh! Oh my God, Nigel, you actually threw that out there? Oh, you might get some milk if you keep biting on that nipple like that. Ugh. I was going to say, please don't. Oh, here we go. Top rope stunner, that's going to be it. Let's go. That is a hell of a nice graphic down there, boys and girls. Shibata, Hook, and Keith. Nice quick match, but also look what we're getting on Wednesday. Our go-home show for our go-home Dynamite for the pay-per-view. That is going to be a lot of fun. And kudos to Bryan Keith. Like, he's one of those guys that they just picked up and they're doing a great job with him. And he is going to get over like Rover coming up this summer.
Typically, their naughty behavior would really ruffle my bastard feathers. But not today.
The hell's wrong with him?
I haven't felt a thing in weeks, Lexi. And you expect me to care about those idiots? In fact, let this be an open invitation. Make me feel something. Make me feel anything, boys. I'm begging you. I dare you. Make me care. Try harder.
Wow. Wow.
Not for you. Leave me alone.
Okay. That was... I like this out of Shibata. Or sorry, out of Pac. After what happened with... after what happened with him and Okada, that's the words I was trying to spit out of my mouth. I keep jumping 3 sentences ahead here. If we get... after that loss to Okada, Pac has basically gone into this little phase that he's in. He's just literally... He's literally gooned up right now. The fact that he wants a challenge, but the challenge he wanted, he never could handle. So I wonder if Bullet Club Gold is going to make it their goal to piss him off enough to want a trios match. According to Fightful Select, there is approximately 3 more matches to be added. We just found out what one of them's going to be. It's going to be the winner of that triple threat between Shibata, Hook, and Keith. The winner of that's going to be taking on Chris Jericho at Double or Nothing for the FTW Championship. But that still means we got 2 more matches left to book. And one of them's supposed to be the trios titles. So it makes me almost wonder if Pac's got somebody else up his sleeve on top of Death Triangle. Like, I know that I know Pac originally said Death Triangle's dead, which sort of, you could take about 16 levels of math trying to figure that statement out, but I digress at this point. But it'll be interesting to see how this all works all together here in terms of what Pac's going to end up doing here. Like this, I'm just trying to take a look at that preview graphic I put out there. Let's see here. So many files, so many everything's all over the place here. I just want to see what's going on. Oh, we're just going to hear from Pac. That's all that came up. So yeah, we still got one. We're going to hear back from the Bang Bang Gang. We got the 6-way tag to go yet. We got the Battle of the Cassidys. We got Cartwheel versus Wayne. So we still got an hour's worth of action, and we got 4 matches left to go here. So and that main event's going to be a good 20 minutes between the Righteous and Archer versus FTR and Danielson. Have any of you guys got a chance to see the Stardom matchup with Will Nightingale and Tam Nakano, I believe it is? I heard it was an absolute banger of a match. I know that Andre Melba will be covering it for their wrestling talk show. Who's this? Oh, the Bang Bang Gang. Yep. Oh, Pac's feeling something, that's for sure. He's curled up like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Terminator when he gets come out of that cocoon, right?
I bet you can now, don't you? Busted.
Well, that was easy enough. Well, it looks like he cares. He cares.
Right now, let's hear from Christian Cage and the patriarchy. Nick, you have a match right here tonight on Collision.
Oh my God, Nick Wayne has a match.
Precursor this coming Wednesday on Dynamite because you are going to be facing Swerve Strickland. I know you're ready for it.
Wait, what?
Thank you. But I've been meaning to talk to you. You see, a year ago when Swerve jumped me in the garage, I was just a boy. I was just a kid. But ever since I aligned myself with you, I've changed. I've become a man. Tonight is just a warm-up. But I know I can be Swerve on my own.
He's gonna try do it on his own? I don't know if that's gonna be the smartest thing in the world to do, my friends. Nick Wayne versus the World Heavyweight Champion? I obviously don't think it's gonna happen. There are gonna be shenanigans on top of shenanigans on top of shenanigans out there. Now here comes the here comes the commentator's worst nightmare in terms of a match. Because you can't say Cassidy's doing something. It's one of those oh, this was Edmonton. Yay! I will say, there were two matches that the Edmonton crowd was most over for that whole night. It was this Orange Cassidy Trent Beretta match, and then it was also the Adam Copeland Brody King match. The other ones after, there was a bit of a dip. Jericho was a complete dip, but that's a whole different ball game here. But good old Isiah. The guy just wants to drink shots. I don't think he actually cares about the character, but yeah, that's a very good question. So Shivani's asking a very good question. I'd like to ask you guys your thoughts here. Is Cassidy gonna join the Callis family, or is Callis setting things up that the Beretta was gonna join the Callis family? Like, I could honestly see it either way. It makes sense for Beretta, obviously. Needs a mouthpiece, somebody to talk for him. I feel the latter. Yeah, I'm with you. It just makes sense to have Beretta there, but also Cassidy, in a way it makes sense just because you're looking at Don Callis and he's just out there to make money, right? His gimmick is being the ultimate carny. And how much more of a carny can you be if you picture Orange Cassidy possibly to be a guy that really doesn't care about his matches, but he's got a manager that makes him look like he actually cares. With, for example, like, instead of just a generic t-shirt for the merch, he actually has like actual fancy Mel Coleman artwork type outfit or merch now. Because anything they put up for merch for Orange Cassidy will sell regardless. But just making up stuff like that makes him a little more corporate. It's an interesting idea. A Cassidy heel turn would be interesting. I don't know how it go. I don't know how it would go either. Like, I haven't seen enough of Cassidy on the indies to know whether it would work well out there or not. Because I'm sure that he's tried it a little bit on the indies as well. Anytime you got a feud with Chris Statlander, you obviously are going to be the... I think almost obviously you'd be a heel in that situation, being the guy, but I'm not exactly sure how that went or whatnot. I can't speak to it a whole lot. But it'd be intriguing. Here he is. At least he's watching the TV properly. What I want to see eventually, how to break up the, have Callis end his heel run, is somebody just gets a cloth and breaks off the smudge on his head. And it's like a cyborg thing that makes him go evil. Wait, what? Orange Cassidy and Ospreay versus Beretta and Strong? Hey kids, Wednesday night might be a show you want to watch. They're just lining up these cards, left, right, and center. Oh, and he's got, of course, the seat right in the middle of the aisle, right? And I'm surprised Beretta's not even jumping, like... Trent is not booked on the card, so is he going to get Cassidy suspended? I could just imagine that be a kind of gimmick. I'm just a fan of the crowd. You shouldn't be attacking me. Firmly in control here. All right, let's put that mute here. So, while we got a commercial break here, ask you guys about something that just came up earlier in the show that caught my interest, and I actually really do appreciate. AEW just announced that they are having sort of a residency, I think is the best way to explain it, down in Texas for this upcoming August. Basically, late July, early August, they're going to have all their collisions taped at this same venue. They're still going to go live the same week, every week, for, I think it's like five or 6 weeks that they're doing it. They're also taping an ROH pay-per-view there on a Friday. Do you think it's actually a smart move for them to do that, to go into a residency thing? My opinion, it's actually very smart for them to do it during the summer, because in the summer I find that it's a lot harder to draw crowds at a bigger venue, mainly because nobody wants to be inside during the summer. Hell, Major League Baseball's having enough problems trying to get people for outdoor stadiums. And just wrestling, it doesn't feel comfortable for the most part to be inside all the time during the summer. Except for guys like me who are a complete hermit here as we go along here. But, as I'm watching this, it sort of makes sense. Those 7 or 8 weeks, it's the big, heavy, touristy kind of times. So being outside in the summer sucks. Too damn hot. Yeah, I'm with you. Like me here, it could get up into the 30s, which is upper 80s. Upper 80s, lower 90s, somewhere in there. We don't usually get too much. Last year we got a couple days where we ended up right around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So, but other than that, we usually are maybe 80s. Like right now, it's just perfect. I think we're in the 60s right now, 60s, 70s. We've had a lot of rain this weekend, which normally happens on a long weekend. By the way, happy Victoria Day long weekend to those that are celebrating here in Canada. This is a long weekend here. Next weekend's a long weekend in the States. Work at a greenhouse if I'm outside, find me some shade. Absolutely. Well, and Zodiac's already hit 36. Ugh. I think our record last year was around 36, 37. So, which I know is 98 Fahrenheit. So I'm just, that one I do know. Because that's body temperature. So, yeah, for me, I always stay inside. I really don't have a reason to go outside most of the time. I go once in a while out, rather than going to do my cardio on a machine, I'll do it do it outside. I work in car washes, so I'm, trigger warning for all the ladies here, I'm very moist all the time. Jesus. Cassidy is a lot more smoother than a lot of people give him credit for. I know he's king of slot style at all, but thank you for the emote, Zodiac. Which, by the way, if you are subscribed to the channel, there are some bonus emotes that you do get. AEW base for the most part. Feel free to use them wherever, whenever, as long as, the hosts aren't being jerks. That was the weirdest slide down the world. Nice kick. Zay did a lot of good work there. Oh, there we go. Nice shot. Come on. Cassidy doing the flare here. It's funny, I was to watch Orange Cassidy and Chikara, but I don't really associate the two things. It's amazing where character development can go in so many different directions. Oh, here we go. The back and forth spot with the boot. But yeah, like, actually it makes sense to see Cassidy and Chikara if he had this gimmick. From what I've heard, he's had most of this gimmick his entire career, but maybe he had something different. You can let me know if there's something different that he had. I'm a good boy! Oh, he's wearing a costume. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, low blow coming. Oh, no way! Stephon Smith with the assist. Sort of an inverted Destino there. Sits out on the back. Nice job by Cassidy to sell the story about his back here right now. There were different ad characters that they had. I forget. Okay. I remember something about the ants. I honestly haven't seen enough. Oh, I got a quick beach break. Okay. Makes sense. Callous, calm down. Don't do anything stupid. But yeah, just don't do anything. I will never forget Callus's first time at Edmonton. I swear to God, the boos you can hear in Calgary, which is about 3 hours away for those that aren't familiar. Lexi's getting all the bad spots right now. Okay. Yeah, but you lost. Wait. Cassidy did the same thing that Beretta did. He just got him first. I think we're going to have our match. Here comes the narcissist. Luger, 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 Luger. All right, so there's our second match that we have booked that we were told they were cutting. And now we're getting the traditional women's spot coming up here. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this Serena Deeb, Toni Storm matchup that they have right now for the AEW Women's Championship, is it just me or should both roles be flipped here between Deeb and Storm? Because everybody's cheering Storm. Everybody's got so much contempt for Deeb. Like, they haven't done anything to build her up. Her first match here with limited promos is it's gonna be for the world title. I get the history, don't get me wrong. Like, there's certain wrestlers that are just, deserving of a title shot no matter what. But I don't think Deeb's one of them, to be honest. And the feeling I got is the amount of care that people had about it. As much as I hate the disrespect that the Edmonton fans had when she was trying to do her promo and they broke out in a Let's Go Oilers chant, I personally feel that nobody really gives two craps about Serena Deeb at this point. Like, I think it's going to be a great match no matter what. Like, Deeb's a hell of a performer. Storm's a hell of a performer. But nobody's selling me on the fact that Deeb could actually win this. There's always got to be that point where you do think that there is a potential that the champion could be defeated. Even if it's a slight one, at least make it sound like there is going to be somewhat of a chance. I don't think there's any chance here. I think there isn't at all. And you know what says something? when your TBS championship is part of the triple main event that AEW is advertising. And for the record, I am the same view as OSW reviews when it comes to talking about main events. I have the same belief that they do. If you have 3 main events, you have 0 main events. So Double or Nothing has always been that card that's always been a lot of trouble for them to just hit that home run on. Like, don't get me wrong, the card's absolutely stacked this time. But it just feels like they got those 1 or 2 matches here that just don't want to hit. And it sucks that it's going to be somebody like Tony Storm that it's not going to get over with. Because if it was, then... All right, she's still coming out the face tunnel. I just... I love the guy in the corner. Watch for the shoe. Oh, got to give the scarf to a little kid. Oh. Okay. Is she a student, maybe? And then here comes the ultimate utility player. See, like, this is like, we're after this, we're playing WWE 2K24 GM mode, right? I seriously would like to have somebody like an Anna Jay on the roster as an addition here. Like, if there was some way they could come up with a tweener setting for some of the characters. So, like, they're not completely over as a face. They're not completely over as a heel. But they can be used in both situations. Because, like, the last couple weeks, she's been dealing with 2 heels and playing up the face. Why are you trying to finish a match with the Crossroads? Oh, here we go. The trapped arm segment here. Yeah, that doesn't... So... Technically, in this move here, where Anna Jay's trapped like that, by rule, if she cannot defend herself, that should be a submission, right? Well, if you're trapped in a position like that, you're not really capable of defending yourself at all, are you? And I know I'm getting super picky here, but... That looked a little weird on that suplex. Maybe that's just me. All right, I'll give her that. Oh, we actually are getting picture in picture. I'm impressed. No, I like Deeb's style. It's a little different. And like I was saying, different styles make different matches here. Just if they would focus a little more on what they do in the ring versus what they're going to do, what she does outside the ring in terms of promos and stuff. If they could get her a few more matches and show how much of a killer she really is, I think you could really buy into having Serena Deeb as your number one contender, but it almost feels like it's been shoehorned in here. Which I'll admit, I think a lot of stuff has been shoehorned in when it comes to the AEW's women's division, just waiting for that moment where Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, now Julia Hart's out. So, yeah, I'm with you. That's exactly the point. They haven't had enough time to build up this match. And like they tried to do it in that promo in Edmonton a week and a half ago, and it went over about as much as a lead balloon. Give it time and give everybody a reason to give a damn about Deeb. That's basically where we're going with here. Like if you're talking about the charisma scale, like Deeb has her own type of charisma, and it's mostly based on what she does in the ring. When it comes to Toni Storm, well, between the mouth, the gimmick, the style in the ring, everything put together, she's like, everybody wants to see what she's going to do. And if they would focus on what Deeb could do in the ring and how she could dissect you apart, no matter what kind of gimmick you're playing up. Like, give me more of this. Give me more of this. Your credible mid-card division, get them in here, have Deeb dissect them apart. So we went from a half picture to a no picture. So always great with that when they do that here, but now I think overall this card's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And once again, everybody, if you are just piping in here, we will have a Double or Nothing sidecast here, and I will be joined by chat regular as well as Remember the Game Discord wrestling aficionado, the McGee. So you actually get to see his face, you get to chat with him a little bit. We'll be answering a whole bunch of questions here. He is a Montreal Canadiens fan, so please forgive him for his sins at this point, but I digress. I really shouldn't talk like that because, the Oilers are still not winning their games, so. But we will be here on Wednesday, and we will be here on Saturday. Next Saturday will actually be our season finale for WWE 2K24. It's our WrestleMania night, so we're going to be able to put on all our best matches. Going to have a hell of a lot of cage matches to finish off feuds. But yeah, that'll be right after Collision on Saturday, so. And then after that, we'll be taking a little bit of a break. Just catch our breath for a couple weeks here, because honestly, 4-hour streams after working a 32-hour shift can get to you after a while. Oh, they got it up close to that in Copeland. Okay, that's cool. I really wish they could find some way to get Anna Jay a little more involved in the title picture. But it's going to be so hard now with you look who you have at the top of your women's divisions coming up. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that Storm and Hayter are going to be there for All In Wembley for the women's title match. And it almost feels like they might be hedging towards Saraya Monet at Wembley as well. Because if you could play up that storyline, like That's the storyline nobody's talked about that everybody wants to know about. Okay. But like I said, I can totally see that coming up. But the problem is you have all these other ones that are there. I don't know who else they could have faced or that could have looked like a viable pull without being repetitive. Timing just seems to work. Yeah. Well, they burned the Thunder Rosa fight way too early, in my opinion. Like hell, if you even put go for the tie KO. Was the tie KO, you jerks? Oh, God. See, like... Is Ty Conti retired now? No, she's a mom. New mom. Luther, what the hell are you doing? So I'll just grab another flag and use it. Is he literally just leaving with the flag? Never mind. All right, show us what the hell's happening here. Don't tell me you're going to use spray paint. So are we getting a live... Are we getting a live strip show here right in front of the ring? Thank you for reminding me for the one sound bit we need. We need Krusty the Clown in here. What the fuck was that? What was that? I don't know if blushing's the right term. It's more of a what the hell was that? That was a spot. Talk about serious versus goofy. That'll hit the spot right there, that's for sure. Definitely wasn't a G spot, but that much. But yeah, just does something goofy like that actually? I don't think I've seen you be that quiet during a non-promo. I'm just looking at it, I'm like, what the hell is this going on?
I call this a sucker riot. Come on, boys. Let's take him to school. Oi! Oi! Oi!
Brian, how you doing? Hope you're doing well here tonight. Let's get you that shout out. If any of you aren't following Fanboy Brian, please do. Does a lot of retro work, a lot of demo work. Has a lot of fun. He was actually a commentator for the Extra Life pay-per-view last night. I ended up third in their Money in the Bank last chance qualifier match. So, and I was screwed out of my first match qualifying match. Platform of Bacolin. Hi. Thank you for the raid. I do appreciate it, Brian. For those that are new here and haven't been here before, my name's Mike the Ref, former pro referee. Sorry, former sports referee. I can't say pro at that point, but pro wrestling commentator. I was robbed. Yeah, I was robbed. I demand justice for what happened there. We do stream a bunch of variety games, a lot of sports games, wrestling games. We're actually going to be doing a wrestling game later on tonight. But right now, if you guys are interested and you want to watch along, if you have TNT, there is AEW Collision on right now on TNT or TSN Plus if you're in Canada. And hashtag Justice for Ref. I will definitely take that. Thank you. But yeah, we're watching the show right now, and we're just talking wrestling right now. So tomorrow night I will be here 8 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Mountain, playing Mario Golf Super Rush with my friend Kayla J. And maybe some others. Anybody says they're available, I'm going to be throwing them in here too. So, but once again, Fanboy Brian, thank you for the raid. I do appreciate it. Raid of 12. Oh, this is going to be fun. If you guys haven't seen Jack Cartwheel before, but yeah, if you like variety games, here's a match you could have seen GCW. Yeah, definitely. What I'd like to see is Jordan Oliver here, Nick Wade's tag team partner in the East-West Connection. Met Jack Cartwheel. Oh, you have a photo with him. Nice. Seems like a really nice guy. Good. Oh. Oh, that had to hurt. That had to hurt. If you aren't watching right now, Cartwheel just did a cartwheel to ring. Tried to do a Fosbury, do a moonsault to the outside and ended up splatting right on his chest. Yeah, this would have been a fun GCW match to have too, but yeah, if you're new here and you want to check things out, hit that follow button. Always let you know when I'm online. Seen this match in plenty of local shows. Hey, it's one thing I really enjoy, Vic. I know that you get a chance. You watch somebody grow up. You get to see somebody progress through the indies and then make it on. You watch something on TV and you're like, yeah, I've seen this before. Jesus. I know for me, I got that actually in TNA. I guess, sorry, in Impact Wrestling it would be. When we ended up seeing it was I think it was just a throwaway match. It was a Giselle Shaw versus Rachel Ellering. When we had only two or three women up here. Huh. See the about page that you're at Pineapple on. I am an absolute fan of Pineapple on Pizza. One of my key pizzas that I actually have around here, and I know that it might turn off a few people. It's called a Fred Special at our local pizzeria. It's a ham, pineapple, pepperoni, and peppers. And then I add shrimp on top of it too. Yes, I know shrimp is weird, but it just, for some reason, it tastes good. Oh, and for your Edmonton Oilers, Vancouver Canuck fans here, I just want to, for all Oilers fans, just want to make sure we throw that out there again. Little 3-1 lead right now. I know no lead is safe in any NHL game involving the Oilers. For those that are wondering, yes, I am from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, home of Redacted in WWE, so... Oh, I don't want to give them any free money here, so... But yeah, this is our last break before... Well, there's last break on Collision before we start our main event here. So usually as a tradition, I go run down exactly what my schedule is going to be coming up. Truth be told, I didn't think of this. I just rolling off the top of my head here. Tomorrow we got Mario Golf Super Rush.
One more for the good guys.
Thank you, Platforming Pagolin. Welcome to the Players Pit. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the families. Enjoy the company. Don't try the punch because I think McG spiked it. I should have the results back by Sunday. Do like shrimp sometimes. I do like it some sweet, but I also need to try some pineapple. Yeah, nice. Barbecue sauce base, pineapple, ham, jalapenos, bacon, and I love all that. Except for the jalapenos because my stomach can't handle it. It's a little, I get a little upset with it, so. When you drink 1 liter of Slurpee as a kid every day, your stomach line decides that it doesn't want to play nice with you sometimes, so you do get that acid reflux rather easily these days, but. And thank you for the lurk, Pangolin. I do appreciate it. Thanks for hanging around. Back to what we're doing here. Mario Golf Super Rush with Kayla J tomorrow. Monday, we might tentatively have a stream. We'll play it by ear. But after that, we will be Wednesday, AEW Dynamite Sidecast here once again, along with week 24, the Go Home show to our WrestleMania show on WWE 2K24 My GM mode. Thursday morning afternoon, we will be playing Tears of the Kingdom. We had just getting up to our 3rd temple with the Home of the Gorons. So we're getting hot in there, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun. We literally just got to the tip of the volcano if you have played the game. When we start up next Thursday, we will be going in and we'll be getting to work there. And then Friday night, once again, we'll be back with the Backbreaker Fight Club. The new drop of Street Fighter 6 comes up on Wednesday with Akuma plus all the balance changes. So we're definitely going to check Akuma out. We'll see if things go any better with any of our characters here after they do the few changes that they were talking about. But yeah, just best thing for you to do is give us a follow if you haven't already. Keeps you up to date on everything we do here. And yeah, we're going to have some fun here still. We got another hour and 20 minutes of wrestling going on here on TNT and TSN Plus. Bryan Danielson, this man's on his last year, and he's basically telling everybody, screw it, I'm doing what I want. You tell me you wouldn't want to do that with your job as you're walking out? And the one thing I do enjoy is how AEW treats their veterans and allows them to go out the way they want to. Like the real established veterans. There are some that, if you're gonna screw with the company, you're gonna be out sooner than you can blink. I love how the 7 stars are all around the rig there. So, yeah, oh yeah, it's still 4-on-4. I thought for some reason it was 5-on-5, but this makes a lot of sense. 4-on-4. Oh, one of my favorites here. Everybody dies. So my timing's a little off. I love how Archer, if you ever get Archer on a mic, he is absolutely amazing. Like I've seen some stuff that he's commentated in New Japan, did an absolutely fantastic job. And these guys used to be ROH personified here. And Dutch is just happy that he's got a main event on TV again. Now, these two here actually had a very long-term run with Matt Taven. They had a pseudo Bray Wyatt gimmick before Bray Wyatt had it, so... There's that. All right, there you go. Stefan, you actually helped Isiah Kassidy out. You're back out here again. If you weren't here earlier, he ended up helping with a silly string move. Something tells me this is a straight up Bryan Danielson request match. Wouldn't surprise me. At least they're able to weave some sort of story into it for the fact that the Righteous have been sent out before to do this. Like, I think they were, yes, they were the team that had to take on MJF in that ROH Tag Team title match at Full Gear, where Jay White ended up basically having to reboot his career, apparently, according to everybody on social media. That horrible match at Full Gear where Adam Cole was going to cover for MJF, even though he was hurt worse than what MJF was. Like, I'm sorry, that Full Gear, I will put that right with Cody giving up his WrestleMania spot to The Rock position. I just like the fact that WWE sort of moved away from that a lot faster. Trust me, they were both absolute garbage. And the only reason I bring that up is Brad Goertz says the reason that whole storyline went horribly is the fact that Cody didn't sell it the way that he was supposed to. Can I say that that is the absolute biggest piece of that I've heard in a very long time? It was horrible writing. Fess up. Yeah, guy screwed up. Move on. But no, Goertz says, no, it's not my fault. That was not bad booking. That is the ultimate definition of what the hell was that. Oh, that was it. Oh, by the way, congratulations to Cash as well, because he's no longer part of the Glock Club, apparently. He might have pulled the gun out, but he's no longer guilty of anything. So he does have his passports. He can go where he pleases. Everything was cleared up apparently last week, so I found it funny that the tapings on I think they did, it's right after this taping here. Because if you didn't know, this was taped on Thursday. I still say they give Arn Anderson a call for some lulls. Yeah, I would. But having an entire crowd after a show start chanting, "He's not guilty. He's not guilty," was just freaking hilarious if you ask me. I think I haven't heard that since the trial of Sami Zayn. Which, by the way, speaking of the trial of Sami Zayn and the bloodline and all that, if you haven't had a chance to watch it and you have 2 hours to spare, it is a lengthier video. I think it's an hour 53. Wrestle Talk just put out a week-by-week analysis of the complete Roman Reigns title defenses. His whole storyline, the whole bloodline from when he won the title to when he lost the title, week by week, a breakdown. And it shows a lot of things. It shows the little things that made the first 2 years seem so special. And it also showed how that last year, basically, things for the most part ran off the rails really quick. And then just stumbled across each other to get across the finish line. Like, don't get me wrong, that match at WrestleMania 40 between Cody and Roman was like chef's kiss on how you put together the craziest, zaniest match in the world. But frankly, it should never have gotten to that. And I will say that with all my heart here. And yes, I know, Vic, I've been holding off on this for a while now, but I do owe everybody here a How the Ref Would Book challenge. Vic's going to help out, and so same with Kayla J. I'll be honest, it's on me because I haven't been getting out to getting things settled up. Because I've also been trying to figure out which one we want to do. Do we want to do Cody finishing the story? Or do we want to do this whole elite CM Punk, the follow-up for Brawlout? I'm still trying to figure out which one we should do as our creative booking story. Which one you guys would enjoy, which one makes the most sense. Because not only do we have to pick something that you guys would enjoy watching, and yes, I do feel we're going to be doing more than one, don't get me wrong. But the first one's usually the one that gives you the most impact. So I'll ask you right now, chat, feel free to throw your comments in there. One, if you would rather see us describe how Cody to finish the story. Two, how we deal with Brawlout. Which one would you... Hey, that would be an option. Never hire Punk in the first place. Two. I see a two here. I'm just trying to get if somebody has a sufficient idea of which way they want to go here. Because I honestly feel we'll be doing both. Because I do have ideas on both. I know I'd probably win just by putting... Can you never hire Punk in the first place? Problem with Cody's that worked out for the best. Punk was a mess. That's true. But honestly, if you guys watch The Simpsons, I honestly feel the Cody Rhodes situation was WWE pulling off a homer. The definition of a homer being success via complete lunacy or idiocracy. So we could go either way on that, right? So that's why I was just trying to say which one would you rather look at here, but I don't know. I'll have to talk with Vic and Kayla and see what they want to do, and we'll get something put together here, and we'll probably over the next month we'll get everything sorted out. Oh God! Oh. And Dutch gonna try to use an elbow and it just. Oh, you gotta love the home area hero here. So they are in just outside of Portland. Actually, I think they are at the Moda Center tonight. It's not like the Trailblazers are doing anything useful right now. Shout out to the Pacers for forcing Game 7 yesterday. Problem I see with WWE right now, they're doing well. Don't get me wrong, is how you make it seem like Cody has a viable opponent every month. And that's something that, you know, that's definitely something you got to work to, right? And that's a problem they got for the mere fact that Roman didn't fight every month. Roman fought every 3-4 months, maybe. Or 2 to 3 months, better yet.
Why did you expect Bryan Danielson was waiting on the outside of the ring for the entire match? Of course he's going to be fresh. Danielson, perched up top. Shotgun drop kick. Vincent. Cash takes care of him.
Oh, there we go. Nice shot. All right, Danielson's in full control. This is normal. But yeah, like, trust me, when I get in the mood, I can actually throw all over the place here. Hey, Ruthless Soda Pop, how you doing? Oh, got the LaBelle lock locked on. Jesus, Archer. But yeah, this is going to be fun here. Daddy D Alive. It's Bryan Danielson and FTR versus the Righteous and Lance Archer tonight. So they're getting set up for the Anarchy in the Arena match next week. Nice. Surprised this hasn't broken down quite yet. I love the miking here. And I think you're going to get a little bit more of that realistic fight like that going up later. All right, well, no Dax, no problem, I guess, on this move. Over the top, power and glory. The Dutch just lays out his own man. That's great. The boot to the face. No, I hope everybody's doing well here tonight. Once again, we are going to stick around for Rampage here after we're done. And then we're going to get into WWE 2K24. Or my GM. Oh, God. Everybody's getting their finishers in. Now this is where you end up. Oh, here it is. That was unique. That was hilarious. I'm just going to flip you over my head instead of let you walk back 3 steps. Like, what the heck? Okay. That was funny. That was a funny way to end it right there. And, sorry, I had some dirt in my eye. My apologies, chat. But that was a great match. Funny ending. Great ending. Oh, and here we go. My eye will live. Man, I want to see the Righteous wrestle more. Absolutely. Likewise, I want to see the Righteous. Like, the Righteous had the ROH Trios Championships. They had to have them for a long time there. I would have to say almost a year. Oh, here we go. Chairs everywhere. Taven was for the Matt Taven was their third for a while there. Let me take a quick look here. Just gonna go through here comes Daniel Garcia for the save. Oh, it was Bateman was the other one. That's right. Yeah, Bateman was the guy with the screwed up eye in that team. That's right. Thoughts on Tiffany Stratton? Good wrestler. Got a lot of potential. I know that there's been some controversy coming up, but it's hard to tell what's the difference between a good at a promo and good in real life, folks. So I'll leave it at that when it comes to that other part of that question on that one. I think she's got potential to be a big star. Just like Daniel Garcia here. I truly feel that Daniel Garcia's got a chance. It's just everything's so loaded right now. That's the biggest problem we got. Is everybody's loaded all over the place here. But the one thing that AEW is doing that WCW didn't. By the way, for the record, there have been more episodes of Nitro than there were. There were more episodes of Dynamite than there were Nitro. Now I do believe is what the record is at this point. So let's just handle that under a nice little bracket here of this place is gonna die kind of thing. I don't think so, but I love how the EVPs have to have their own special promo to start the show. It's probably gonna happen for the next few months here. I got a real kick out of Eric Bischoff this week online too. Going for the clickbait, as we call it. Talking about how there's no story between Okada and Dax in that match last week. and the reason it was such a poor segment. Weird how some fans want AEW to die. Like, why? Do you hate wrestling? What a lot of people think when it comes to wrestling is your company can thrive that much more if everybody else is gone. And also the other thing you gotta face it when it comes to AEW wrestling, while it isn't a complete different brand altogether, it is a different style. Like, it's a different style of production. It's a different style of match in many ways because there is those diversity in styles. Like, honestly, you throw a guy like Penta or Phoenix into a WWE style, and it's going to be very diluted. Yeah, WWE got worse after they bought everyone. Absolutely. I completely agree with you here, Zodiac. Like, to me, it absolutely just does not make sense that you'd want that lack of... It's not just competition. It's the fact that you have more places for more wrestlers to be seen. And let's face it, the more places that you get wrestlers to be seen, the more chances you get to find that blue chip or find that top wrestler. I don't care about, certain wrestlers getting, like, in terms of your top spots. I'm looking at these guys that can be groomed into a top spot. Because right now we don't have that. Well, that was basically the reason that WCW died, is the fact that while they presented some of these younger wrestlers, they didn't give them a chance to actually... They didn't have the opportunity to grow with the company. There's a million different reasons why WCW died. The biggest one is coming up, and that is a decision that Tony Khan's got to deal with here. I don't think there's going to be an issue, but you always have to keep it in the back of your mind. And straight up, Bischoff, take him whatever BS he throws out of his mouth. I still believe this fact to be true. If WCW would have gotten a TV contract, I think it would have lasted a hell of a lot longer than it did. The fact that Bischoff wanted to buy WCW with that Fusion Consortium or whatever that he was looking at, he had the money in place to buy it, but they weren't going to give him the TV time, so basically a promotion's worthless in 2000 without a TV deal. Now it's a little bit different with the fact that you can run your own streaming service. You have all these online streaming options that are willing to work with you. Like, I'll tell you point blank, if AEW doesn't end up on Max, I'd almost be confident they'll end up on somewhere. Even if it's like Amazon, they could work with them too. Could you imagine an integration with Amazon? We could actually do our watch-alongs physically with the show on the screen with us here, rather than having to watch it through a third party like a TV or site. That would be freaking amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever tried the watch parties with Twitch. It's actually really cool what they do. Basically, AEW on YouTube, would it be great? Absolutely. If they could get the money for it. There's also how much money are you willing to give as a product, right? But if you haven't done a watch party, basically what happens is that little block on top of the chat that you're reading that shows like top gifter and top bits and all that, that actually gets replaced with the camera that you see right now, like my camera and everything there. And then you have your program on the main screen where I technically am right now for you. I think I've done one watch along on here so far, and it was the there's a Canadian Wrestling's Elite documentary on Amazon Prime right now. Just showing the trials on the road and whatever. This is all pre-pandemic stuff. It was actually really informative, a lot of fun to watch, and just getting to fill in the dots a little bit about what's going on with some of these wrestling promotions, especially in Canada. Because an experience of wrestling in Canada is a whole lot different than it is down in the States. On the indie level. Hell, even the style of wrestling is a little bit different too. And that's what I've said about many, when it comes to independent wrestling here in Alberta especially. I know it's started to change now, but there's a double-edged sword that occurs here in the Alberta region. The Hearts are one of the best names in, greatest names in pro wrestling here in Alberta. But it's almost a detriment to have the Hart name as the best, because if you don't hear the Hearts associated with it, it has been such an obstacle to get through to make it seem like you're a credible product. It's changed now. Like, the talent here in Alberta is absolutely amazing, and the promotions are getting, whether they're getting sold out or they're getting up to between 500 and 800 fans a show here. It's been absolutely fantastic. But, yeah, it for such a long time, it was the fact if you weren't associated with the Hearts, you weren't considered a real wrestling promotion. God, do I love Lee Moriarty, some of his counters like that. Tried to go for an arm bar breaker over the shoulder, and he turns it right into a sleeper. Like, I could just imagine going up and down the road and seeing Lee Moriarty and Daniel Garcia going at it every single night. Like a CM Punk Colt Cabana scenario. Oh, I forgot about that match too. Black and O'Reilly. We're going to have some fun on Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be an absolutely spectacular time to hang out. I hope you guys are all available to join me there. Because Dynamite's going to be an absolutely jam-packed show. Like, this one was great. Like, Collision was really good tonight for the most part. And then, like, Rampage, we're going to have 3 great matches here. We actually get Saraya in a match. I still say Saraya gets involved somewhere in London. But I love the fact that with AEW right now, and I think last year proved it in many ways. A lot of people said that All Out in Chicago was a hell of a lot better than it deserved to be in terms of a card. And I think having this 5 hours of wrestling here every week has sort of proven to us that, yeah, no, they can do that again this year. Do I hate the fact that I have to pay $100 over 2 weeks? Yeah, I do. Jesus. That sucked. Oh, a Regalplex. Okay, I like that. I love how he makes the subtle comment about it without actually having to use the name, right? I love McGuinness in many ways. I love this. All right, guys, be nice. Put your Oh, my. Once again, everybody, thank you for stopping by here. I don't say this enough, but I truly do appreciate having each and every one of you here every week. Whether I'm here for fighting, whether I'm here for Zelda, whether it's sports, whether it's here for wrestling. You guys always show up. You're always so lively. You make this a lot easier on me than... You make it a lot easier on me than a lot of people would in these situations. So, one thing I love about AEW is that even when the end result is predictable, the loser can look like a star. Yeah. Well, there's never really the only real squash match that you get is when you have a local enhancement talent. And even then, they get some pretty good props in. Oh my goodness, Moriarty. Oh, there we go. Oh. He was, oh God. Yeah, like you gotta assume Moriarty's gonna win this, and then all of a sudden, there it is. I love... One thing about Rampage, and I do like the... they keep the moniker going. It's the fastest hour of wrestling here. Because, yeah, we're getting 3 matches tonight, and we got... that one took 15 minutes. A lot of people wouldn't have thought that. Just as quick as everything was going there. That nervous little timing right now for Oilers fans as they're waiting here.
I'm here with the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. Guys, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your recent success of your latest music video.
Thank you. Thanks, Lexi.
Anthony Bowens, tonight you will go on to face Bryan Keith in the main event.
Lexi, let's stop right there. Let's talk about something else. Let's just talk about everybody just going crazy, running wild. The embassy, the Bucks abusing their authority. Well, I don't know if you watched me before, but I have this thing with authority. I don't know. But you guys want to get all crazy. You want to get wild. That's right up the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass's aisle. That's right. Lexi, thank you for saying all those nice things about my song and our video. But that was all about how me and Anthony were coming back to tag team action. If you listen to the lyrics,
Uh-oh. I would say it's going third period with a decent... Yeah, 2-goal lead. Ooh.
decided to wrestle us. They're a little too afraid to get in the ring with the best wrestler alive and Anthony Bowens. So we took the first match that we could take. And that's
Yeah, I know. That was not a Freudian slip. It's not a 4-1 lead, so we're okay right now.
in his brain. In fact, he's a little bit antiquated. He can't update his software. And Anthony, I think it's about time that you take him out to the junkyard.
That's right. Platinum Max and Billy are right too. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of madness going on in AEW. And Bryan Cage and little cronies, you decide to align with the elite. You're looking at the foundation of AEW, the best tag team alive, the best
Folks, for those that have been watching AEW enough, how much more gas do they have in the Acclaimed tank right now?
tonight, courtesy of the Scissor King. Why? Because everyone loves the Acclaimed. Say it again, boys! Because everyone loves the Acclaimed!
Oh, we got a Roosh in action here, so this should be a local competitor match coming up here. I don't know. When it comes to Caster, he just can't seem to keep his mouth straight. So yeah, Bowens getting this singles push, getting singles matches right now makes a lot of sense, and I really do hope that I really do hope that Bowens gets pushed the way he needs to be, because there's so many levels they can push him here, and the PR for it will be absolutely amazing. And I hate to think of it as a marketing ploy as well, but hell, if he's a good wrestler and it can work, the fact you could go out there and push the fact that you do have an openly gay wrestler as your champion, whether it be like with the trios titles, the tag titles, he was open about it. He was out there talking about it. It was exposed, and it really showed that people enjoyed having him around. So I don't want to use that as a crutch, but also at the same time, it's great that you can it's an extra little detail you can use here, right? Because, well, let's face it, now that we've always had this problem with wrestling always being a certain thing you had to have all the time for it. It's almost the WASP mentality they had to have for the longest time, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, right? There's great examples of it not happening, I get it. But for the majority of the time, you had to have your white meat baby face straight up. Now I'm glad to see the culture's changed. That's basically where I'm going with that. Very happy the culture's changed all the way around. And I'm glad that things have changed for the future. And I hope that stays that way, without a doubt here. But yeah, tonight we're getting a Deonna Purrazzo Robyn Renegade match, and there was a little article that came up. I know Sean Ross Sapp started it, and then all of a sudden there's been doubts everywhere. Charlotte Renegade, Robyn's sister, according to AEW, was having concussion issues and she's working her way back. And Charlotte just turned around and said, no, that's not right. I'll explain it when I'm good and ready to. Good on her for calling it out. And good on Fightful just turn around and say, look, here's your source. We got her on. This is what we were told. This is what she's saying. We'll figure it out when we have to figure it out. There's been a lot of interesting stories coming out here in the last few weeks about a lot of different topics. So, like, I know that they had the article that came out today talking about how it was sort of intentional that the NXT releases happened during SmackDown a couple weeks ago. Then, of course, there's different stories like right now with Ricky Starks. There's nothing wrong with him. They just don't have anything for him. TK has to get dirt sheet leaders under control. Leakers. You know what? I don't think there's been that much of a... I don't think there's as much of an issue at AEW than there is in WWE, to be perfectly honest. Because I think a lot of the stuff that AEW has leaked isn't that big of a deal. I will put it this way. Anything that comes out, like this whole Ricky Starks thing, he's getting frustrated he's not getting booked. He shouldn't have came out and said that he was planning on leaving when his contract runs out. Well, if you're not going to help me out, why that? And I got all this extra talent. Why the hell am I going to worry about you? So Cody Chun does a lot of work out in BC. I'm sure Mr. Shuttlesworth, you can talk about that a lot more than me. He's, from what I remember, he is an NEW regular as well as a Defy wrestler. Want to get booked side here, huh? Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm sorry if you don't. If you're going to say you're going to walk at the end of your contract and your contract's somewhat close to being up, and I got 14, 15, 16 other guys that can replace you, why the hell am I going to worry about you? Cody Chun. I know I've seen about a few, I believe on an AEW card there or two. They think he's a regular down your way. Well, this one lasted a minute. It's almost you sorry you talk about you missed the match. Roosh by name, rush by nature. I like that on a Nigel. That is a nice sound bit. Roosh needs to squash folks right now. Yeah, they need to establish him. This is what I'd like to see out of Serena Deeb here before she got this title shot. Oh, I know. Like, sometimes autocorrect can be done. That's why all my texting got here is all on my computer. Therefore, I don't have to worry about any autocorrects at all. Why would you attack a nobody? And I mean nobody as in a... Oh no, they're doing it Justin Roberts! If that's Bryan Danielson, you get fired! Here's a question. Pac needs some partners. If he doesn't want to use Death Triangle, why not try Roosh? Well, I guess he can't sit on the turnbuckle, so he'll stand on a chair. Is FTR going to be out now? Pac and Roosh, good lord. That would be amazing. I know, like, and then just...
Can you give us any sort of medical update on FTR and yourself?
Yeah. So, the Elite put a price on our heads. And it partially worked, because unfortunately FTR, they won't be able to make it to Dynamite this week. But, they also partially failed. Here's the thing. The Elite, they say they want to change the world. They won't even show up on Saturdays. And here's where they partially failed. Because I'm still here. And this Wednesday, I'm going to be at Dynamite.
Okay.
Whatever shot you want. But you better shoot hard. Because if you miss, you're not going to like the consequences.
I like this Danielson. This Danielson's a completely pissed off Danielson, and I love it. So I wonder if they're gonna do a like. Guess how much time there would be. Had to look up Cody Chud. I might have seen him, but I can't remember the match. I think he wrestled Daniel Makabe as a. Okay, yeah, that's where I remember from Daniel Makabe. The one guy that wants to wrestle Bryan Danielson. I think if there is a wrestler that a lot of you guys who don't watch the indies at all if you haven't seen Daniel Makabe work, do yourself a favor. Just look it up. He's an absolute master. And him and Danielson might be one of those matches, if you give it 20 minutes, it could go like 10 years. My brother used to work with, worked with Daniel at Real Canadian. Hey, you know what? Whatever pays the bills. The biggest thing that caught my attention with him was all the soccer jerseys he had.
I like that term, abrasive. That's exactly what she is. And you should know abrasive, Nigel McGuinness. What are you talking about? Well, you can be abrasive at times.
Yeah, I don't know how long this match is going to go here, to be honest. Like, we got, what, 2 more matches left?
One of the best technicians in the women's division, no question about it.
Let me look over this real quick here before we... Yeah, we just got Bowens and Cage after this. Unless they got a promo section or a... They might have a couple promos come up, but I doubt that at this point. But it's nice that they're going to get a little bit extra time here on Rampage. So, by the way, I've already ordered the Tekken shirt. If you guys want to see what it looks like, you'll be able to see it here on stream in the upcoming weeks. It just got set out for delivery Friday. Picked up that and the Rachel Elrig shirt, so I think it's the One Woman Wrecking Crew shirt, the new one that she has.
The crown now clearly on the head of AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm, who will be facing off against Serena Deeb.
But yeah, if you didn't know, this was pre-taped on Thursday as part of
Serena Deeb, fantastic wrestler, obviously. But Toni Storm's on a roll, guys.
basic Collision and Rampage both together at the same time they ran through those. It's been interesting what they've been doing with ROH. They actually haven't been doing the full... They haven't been doing the full ROH taping at one show or the other. They'll do like half the matches at one show and half the matches at another. Because they got like, I know for the Canadian week, the Canadian week they had here, they did 4 matches in Edmonton and 3 in Vancouver, I do believe is how it worked. Because they taped all 4 of theirs, all 4 of Edmonton shows, or all 4 Edmonton matches after Dynamite. Not 100% sure how they did it for Collision there, but I from what I heard, they tried to do before and after. Still the intermission. Oh, they're halfway through this. Oh my goodness, the Oilers scored again. Let's see. Oh, dude scored again. All right, so 3 points by Nuge, 3 points by Bouchard. Well, guys showed up to play. It looks like we're going to have a game on Monday, but it is 4-1, so you can't count it out either way. Yes, I hear you, Zodiac. 4-1, yes, leave history there, but I think there might be a nuclear meltdown in Vancouver on Monday if they lose to the Oilers. Just because the amount of trash talk that's been going on online for the last week has just been insane. And the rest of Canada could care less which side wins, just have one of them shut up. But no, it's nice to see here, just get back to wrestling here. Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa actually getting a feud. while it isn't like the all-star feud that, you know, it hasn't reached a crescendo yet. It hasn't got over the top yet, but... Oh, I see what match they're doing. They're doing, they're actually doing the show with Eddie Kingston's debut for that meal and a match we were talking about earlier. Oh, they decided to go to full commercial. I thought they were switching back to regular TV. So yeah, if you're looking for some entertainment, that match and a meal on the TBS YouTube channel, sure, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, I'm probably going to watch it on Monday. I'll probably have 3 screens going on that night, so. But yeah, it's just watching a lot of this stuff going on here. I know I shifted out, now I'm going to shift back in again. With the Thunder Rosa Deonna Purrazzo feud, it's going to take some time to develop. I know they did start that Pier 6 brawl last 2 weeks ago at Daly's place. And now they're starting to slowly build it up. I think that's one of those mid-TV feuds you can blow off on a... I'm thinking they're going to have an early... I would figure they're probably going to have an early July... Oh, sorry, I guess after Forbidden Door. Maybe halfway through July, they'll have like Fyter Fest or something. Maybe they'll blow it off, something like that. It's nothing you have to blow off during a major pay-per-view, but it's definitely something you can use as a major storyline. Shivani, it's called a stomp to the back of the head. Double stomp. A drop kick goes this way. A stomp goes this way. But it's nice to see Renegade getting another shot here. But I think there's got to be some sort of story after this. With Purrazzo attacking Renegade maybe after the match. Oh God, there it is. That looks like it hurts. That looks like it legitimately hurts. If I was a referee, I'd just be booting her in the head right now. Oh, Purrazzo or Thunder Rosa's a little late. She had to hit the button. For those that don't know, we have a little joke here out here that if you're going to do a run-in from backstage, you have to run over, and there's like this It's Easy button, like they have at Staples. You have to hit that button to activate your music before you can go out there, so... Hey, what do you know? A little Jersey drive-by by Purrazzo. Just like most people do when it comes to the state of New Jersey. I better put that in there before people get really offended. She didn't move! Well, at least I'll have a little bit of time to do this, because with intros and that, you still got another 15 minutes to break down. Atta girl, Deonna. Through the crowd. Why is the referee even bothering? She's that far away. If Purrazzo cannot... Seriously, if Purrazzo cannot get away from Thunder Rosa with that much of a lead, she deserves to get the crap kicked out of her. With all due respect.
I would agree. It's going to be an explosion between Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa, two former women's world champions. The collision is going to happen very, very soon between these two ladies. But returning to action very soon, the one and only Scorpio Sky.
Oh, we're getting the Scorpio Sky promo again. I love these. I love how they're shining up Scorpio again to come back.
Championship after championship after championship. And you might not want to hear this, but that was easy. And that doesn't mean I don't relate. I understand a normal person put in my position would fail. Because since time began, when people wanted to see a star, they look up at the sky.
Yep.
All that does is put me in the perfect place to reach down and lift you up here with me. So to all the fans around the world, I'm coming back, and I'm here for you.
Would that not be DDP as a face kind of gimmick right now? What Scorpio Sky's doing? Just a little more subtle? I'm here for you. I'm going to bring you up. I love this ad for the pay-per-view, by the way. A lot of quick splash cuts, a lot of advertising of each of the triple matches that's coming on here. So, once again, just a reminder, next Sunday we will be here. He's joined the learning tree. I don't want to think about that, Zodiac. Just
No, please, no.
thank you. I needed to get that out today. But yeah, that's the one I definitely... I don't want to think that. But he almost sounds more like a leader than a follower, right? Join me on my journey. I will bring you with me. And yeah, I don't know. Scorpio, I hope that they give, like, anybody that comes back, I hope they got a good gimmick for him, but it sort of goes back to what we were talking about Ricky Starks here. Like, I know they're talking about, yeah, Ricky's got no place working right now, and he's got no spots going on. Right now, I feel that both WWE and AEW are running in the same position. If you don't want to be here, fine. We will get somebody else who does. Because there is no shortage of talent. Let's face it. There's so many people. We turn around here every single week we're sitting here. Who hasn't been on TV that should be? There's a long list. Plus, once these injuries start coming up, do you know how top heavy both rosters are going to be, both here and WWE? Once these people heal up, if there are no other wrestlers to replace them, like if there's no other wrestlers that are injured that are going to go on that list, there's going to be cuts. Unless there's more wrestling available, like another show or whatever, which I highly doubt. There's going to be more cuts just because that's the nature of the business right now. There's so much talent on the shelf. There's so much talent available right now. But there's only a certain amount of time available on TV. I think that's why they're trying to push up Rampage as much as they can right now. To see maybe if it'll work better as a third hour with the coinciding shows. Because let's face it, when you're watching one brand for 2 hours, you don't want to switch over to another brand for another hour. It's like when you're trying to work on two projects, it's really hard to switch from one project to the other. Because your mindset's set for a different setup, different story, different goals, different objectives. While it could be essentially the same product that you're working on, there's many different versions of the same product you could do, and that's where he's having the problems here. And That's why I think Rampage overall is a failure. Not just the fact that it's on a Friday. We're in a world where Cameron Grimes doesn't have a job. You can't run around saying you can't wait to leave. Actually, let's go this way. And I'm not just going to say that just because we just went 5-1 on the Canucks here. So the biggest thing that's scaring me, by the way, Zodiac, you were talking about the big leads and whatnot. The biggest thing that's scaring me right now is I remember 2006 Cup Finals. We were down 3-1. We came back to Edmonton. We won 6-1. We went to Carolina. We lost 2-1 in the last game. So that's what I'm worried about right now.
Sanjay, you have asked for this time. What's on your mind?
Well, first off, Lexi, I sure as hell don't need you next to me so you can hit the bricks. Skedaddle. Peace. See ya. Bryan Danielson, this is for you. I heard the Elite have put a price out on your head. Well, I just got off the phone with them and we worked out ourselves one hell of a deal. You said you're going to be at Dynamite this Wednesday night, right? Well, so am I. But I'm not the one that's going to take you out once and for all, Bryan. This Wednesday night is going to be the American Draft.
Yeah, it's on the TBS YouTube channel.
That's right. Bryan Danielson versus my giant, Satnam Singh. And you know what? I heard dragon meat's expensive these days. So, I hope you go well with a little chicken tikka masala, Bryan. Because this Wednesday, we're going to have ourselves one hell of a cookout.
Wait. Satnam? Really? Satnam versus Danielson? That is going to be the biggest pick-apart match I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, Meal in a Match is available on the TBS YouTube channel. It released on Wednesday. It's just a pilot episode right now, so do yourself a favor. Get out there and watch it. I am so happy looking at this card right now. Takeshita and Seidel. Okay, Seidel's dead. Shout out to Harley Cameron getting the extra camera time right now. Like three episodes of Dynamite in a row. Harley Cameron's wrestling. Like, who would have thought? Who would have put that on their bingo card for 2024? I still can't believe we're getting Singh and Danielson. Danielson's going to have to get his wrestling boots on for that one. Danielson against Satnam next Wednesday. Yeah, they just... Sanjay just did the promo about it. Say that there is a bounty on Danielson's head, so Satnam's going to be the one to collect. Okay. So we got the Rage of Cage Tights tonight. That's going to be... I don't know what to say about that. I got a feeling that's going to be a very short match. A very in and out and done kind of match. Shout out to the guy with the Bart Simpson shirt in the front row now. Oh, here we go. All right, folks, give me a ranking. 1 to 10. on that promo by Caster, that rap. I'll give you guys a chance to get your predictions in and or your thoughts on it first. This will be a fun match here regardless. Bowens can work. Cage is absolutely awesome. I love seeing Bryan Cage get so many main event matches. He had Dynamite on Wednesday. He's got Rampage today. So for the record, my man, I'm going to give that promo maybe a high 6, maybe. 5.8 to 6, somewhere in there. Menstrual cramps is sort of a low barren fruit. Thank God Rampage is back on Friday with a 4:30 start time. 4:30. Oh, God. So for the record, folks, we're just doing Dynamite and Collision. That's it. No Rampage next week. Which I don't mind for the fact that we're going to be done an hour earlier next week. So that's going to be a little bit all right, in the words of Chris Parrish. And yeah, if you came in late here, don't forget we are going to be here for Double or Nothing. And I am going to be joined by Mr. McGee, who's going to be joining us here on the old commentary table here. Actually, I got to see if it's the table or not. I haven't worked on that overlay in a while, so I got to see how that works. But yeah, Cage always works great as a low post. Oh, there we go. Oh, and one other programming note for tonight. Normally there's like a 10 or 15 minute break in between both the shows and WWE. At most, this will be a 5-minute break. It probably only be about 3 minutes. I'll do my editing for the for this sidecast onto the YouTube channel. I'll do it after we're done here tonight. So I just need to fix up a few things during the break. Got to unload, reload, as we call it, and then we'll be here with week 23 of WWE 2K24 My GM mode. Which we should... I think it's actually next week we'll have the world champion in action in an Iron Man match. We might do it tonight. We'll see.
Anthony is wishing he had a tag team partner to tag out to. Yeah, I would agree with that. And of course, Anthony has been used to being a tag team specialist, but he is such a phenomenal athlete. He five-tool player, so to speak. Well, the baseball player, this guy. Tremendous baseball player.
I love Menard. Oh, by the way, yes, he did. I forget which match which game he was in. Bowens was playing a little baseball and absolutely he actually clobbered a pretty good shot in this at bat. I'd have to go back and take a look. The fighting game man and me absolutely love that spot on the outside. Fake up top, go down low. That's a classic fighting game move. Uh-oh. Oh no, this gonna suck. Right into the post. Who better in Cage? I'd say Canyon. Oh, that's what happened. Somebody threw a steak on the ice. I love how the game's not over, but everybody's resorting to the we will see you on Monday. Which we will. So, yeah. So I can absolutely confirm, well, I'll give you a 90% confirm that we will be having no stream Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. See how things feel. I'm finding that Monday and Tuesday are just a little better for my editing days. That and the fact I usually have to work a little bit extra late on Mondays and Tuesdays, so just try to get everything ready so when you're gone for the weekend, your virtual weekend, which is Wednesday, Thursday for me, it's a lot easier to have everything in place when you're gone, right? So I gotta see where I think that Max and Crave are sort of in the same box with each other. I'd have to look that up because I see that the wrestler's now on Max, obviously. If you're watching this on TSN or TNT, they just showed a commercial for it. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been real big on wrestling documentaries under the category of Don't Meet Your Heroes. But that one just seems very interesting. It's like I wouldn't mind checking out. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good week going forward here. As I'm watching through here, and just Cage is just dominating right now. As Bowens is trying to fight for the bottom somehow here, but during this commercial break, he ain't gonna do nothing. So you can tell the commercial break's almost done. Cage is a professional, so slap on that old chin lock as you're moving towards the end of a commercial break. So get a look at both faces as you start up here. It's all these little tricks. Even though this commercial is going a lot longer than a lot of people expect. Bowens is like, yeah, I can't wait no more. Let's go. All right, the hell, guys? Get out of commercial mode. You got way too many commercials on right now. Ugh. All right, now they're getting back to it. You can see the wide shot. Here we go. Yeah, I have to agree with Shibata tonight. It has been actually really good tonight. I'd have to say Collision tonight was better than Dynamite this week. Just because there was a lot more action going on and a lot less fluff. I think that's more of a common thing with Collision too in general. But there's been a lot of promo and a lot of discussion over on Dynamite, which never used to be the thing. Used to think that this show was going to be the one that did that. Kataru Crusher. Seen Omega do that, but very nice move with the leg drop on the back of the head. Let's go. Let's go. I love how there's a Twitter war already between Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo. It's going to be interesting to see how many people they fit in there for Collision on Saturday. I don't know I haven't seen what the ticket sales are for Double or Nothing, but I wonder what Collision's going to be. I would, honestly, if I was AEW, I would have thrown a package deal together for both. You could almost tell that sell bet was chimed in. Oh, God. That Superman suplex will never stop amazing me. Because that is literally just core strength from Cage. Like, Bowens could start helping you, but literally there is no way that your opponent can help you get yourself over on that. Like, that's just pure power altogether. My God, Cage is so quick. Tried to get the drill claw in, but nothing. We're going to get it with a PK. I don't even know what Bowens' finisher is. Is it that scoop slam? That sit out scoop slam? Or that sidewinder? Nope. Oh, into the ref. Oh, there we go. Right in the Yambag City. Oh, yeah, Bowens is done. Wow! Brian Cage with the victory. Yes, we know it was cheap. Yes, we know it was horrible. But let's face it, Brian Cage got the win. They have to cheat for Cage to be able to get the win. I think it also helps keep... like, if you're trying to move Bowens up on the card... Do you... You don't want to see Cage... You don't want to see Cage lose it, right? Yeah, he needs it for the swerve angle, right? So... I actually enjoyed that finish as well. I think it was the right call. Bowens necessarily doesn't need the win because the whole group doesn't need the win, right? Because, well, let's face it. The Acclaimed really ain't doing a whole lot, right? Like, I would... Like, Bowens getting this shot right now is actually, yeah, like you said, it's a great step for Bowens. Cage getting the victory is something he's needed for a while because every time he's on TV, he doesn't get the victories. He gets great great chances to be a part of things, but he doesn't get the wins. Getting a win on Rampage like this, even if it is against a guy like Anthony Bowens who normally doesn't do singles matches, he should be doing more. He probably will be doing more. But as of right now, he hasn't done a lot more. To me, this feels like a great step for Cage, right step for Bowens. Bowens is just going to have to find that last little step to get the victories here. And I think that Bowens could be led for a great singles run coming up. But we still got to play out the Acclaimed story. I think we got to finish that off first. And I do think that's coming sooner than later. But all in all tonight, I do think it was a good night of wrestling all the way across. It was a solid 3 hours. We got the story of FTR not going to be at Dynamite this week, but they will be at Double or Nothing. You have Danielson set up. He's going to be taking on Satnam. You got the three guys to set up the FTW qualifier next week. Great seeing you here, Zodiac. Hope we see you next time. The women's feuds got progressed, I guess. I think we got more progression out of Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa than we did out of Deeb and Storm, other than the fact that Storm tried to do a strip show on live TV. Yeah. But all in all, from beginning to the end, I think that was a hell of a show here. But